Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Penguins Collective Podcast. My name's Louie. Josh is not here. He's currently at a Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins game. So, he's watching the Penguins play. Currently, I believe they're up 2-0 as of right now. So good for Wilkes-Barre. The Pittsburgh Penguins narrowly win. It was a rough win for the Pittsburgh Penguins. 6-5 against the New York Rangers on a 10-year anniversary night for the Stanley Cup in 2016. I have a lot of thoughts on just today in general. Maybe it's just because I'm in a mood. I don't know. We're going to talk about it today, but this episode is brought to you by Rogue Energy. Make sure you go to rogueenergy.com/Pens Collective and use promo code TPC10 for 10% off your purchase. Now, they have some deals going on right now, and Rogue Energy is perfect whenever you want to get that 2 p.m. pick-me-up at work, whether you're playing video games, whether you need a little energy before you go out and do what you need to do. They also have things like relaxation drinks and or just hydration drinks in general. So it's a really cool brand. We've been working with them for the last year and a half. They've been fantastic. The Pens needed some Rogue Energy today, but go to rogueenergy.com/Pens Collective. Use promo code TPC10 for 10% off your entire purchase. This episode is also brought to you by Third Assist Hockey Company. They sell some awesome equipment, also a lot of novelties for pond hockey, beer league hockey, you name it. If you want to represent your state where you're from, whether it's South Carolina, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, New York. We have a lot of people in our community from those areas. You could shop a lot of cool hoodies from there. Make sure you use promo code TPC15 in checkout so you can get 15% off your entire purchase. We're the only podcast, we're the only place that you can have a discount. We are the only ones. So make sure you go to thirdassist.com and use promo code TPC15 at checkout for 15% off your purchase. Thank you guys so much. We're going to talk about a lot. I have a lot of thoughts about tonight, a lot of thoughts about the Pittsburgh Penguins, a lot of thoughts about how they're running the organization, I guess. We're going to talk about it. I want to hear your thoughts. So while we run the intro, tell me what you guys think. Here we go.
It's Crosby. Crosby on Kunitz and shot. Penguins win it! Sees part for Crosby to the goal. He scores!
Buckle up, baby. Are you kidding me?
And on Fay, the shot. He scores! Here's Crosby with a burst of speed up the middle. Gets up and scores!
We're a collective.
Andy Kyoto is beating Ninamaki's brains in. What a show!
Well, welcome to the Penguins Collective Podcast. The Penguins beat the Rangers 6-5. I already see a few things in the Discord. Are we getting a rant from Louie? Yeah. I had to comment that in the Discord. Shane in the comments. Rant from me, Louie. I will. Let's start off from my... Here's... And I want to... Let me preface something here real quick. These are my thoughts, right? So I have an opinion. You guys have an opinion, and that's completely okay. The Pittsburgh Penguins decide to honor the 2016 Stanley Cup champions today, Saturday, on a 3:30 start against the New York Rangers, being televised by ABC. They knew that this game was going to be televised on ABC when they made this promotional schedule. So that means they knew that no fan who didn't buy a ticket can watch it. To me, that just screams lazy. To me, that just screams they don't truly care about their fans. Because there are a lot of fans that don't live in Pittsburgh. There are a lot of fans that can't afford tickets. There's a lot of, by the way, they can't afford tickets because we're one of the most expensive hockey games in the NHL. And I see a lot of arguments for that on Twitter. Just take a look. People are freaking out. Why are the tickets so expensive? Why? Why are they so expensive? Half of the NHL isn't this expensive. Why? Also, some people can't afford the tickets. Some people don't live in the area. This would have been a perfect opportunity for Sportsnet Pittsburgh to have all the filming rights, all of it, to being broadcasted to their fans, to have a lead up of all this information. The pre-show would be all about honoring the 2016. It would be a continuous thing where they could have had a pre-game show where they're talking about, man, isn't it crazy how everything came out? This is what needed to be done in order to win the 2016 Stanley Cup. Here with us is assistant coach Nick Bonino. Hey, tell us about... We lost all of that. We lost all of that because we had to wait for a Red Wing Colorado game to end, which it didn't end until 3:45, and then it just transitioned to a 3:50 puck drop. That's 20 minutes past what they promised the puck would drop, and we never got to witness it. Now, granted, we didn't. The Pittsburgh Penguins posted the ceremony and said, "Hey, if you missed it," and I'm like, that's kind of a douchey thing to say. If you missed it, well, first of all, yeah, no duh. Of course we missed it because you guys don't know how to schedule. You guys picked the one game where it's on the crappiest broadcast team of all mankind. That's what we have to deal with. And I didn't get to see it. And I know a lot of you were upset. Look on Twitter. A lot of people were upset that they didn't get to witness the ceremony in live, in person. And it does piss me off that as a Penguins fan, I have to find out. And I know this is such a I don't know the word for it, but like a stupid detail. Like, man, it would have been really cool to see Sidney Crosby tearing up live to reaction instead of a slow-mo that ESPN is trying to shove down my throat. And I'm just like, yeah, that's cool, but it doesn't feel right now. It doesn't feel good now. I would have liked to see it live. And honestly, it's so dumb. Pittsburgh, you got to do better. And I'm kind of frustrated. I went to a game, shout out Ethan, Thursday. And a lot of people's arguments are fair after being there, and I've been there multiple times. First of all, the concourse is very tight, especially on a game probably like tonight, where you have to, it's almost a sellout from a lot of reports. I don't think it was a sellout, but it was very close. It was a packed arena. You're not walking around in between periods. It's probably like a can of sardines trying to go to the bathroom, trying to go get a rusty milkshake, trying to go get your tenders or whatever you're trying to get. It is such an unpleasant experience on a Saturday night game. It is so crazy, and then they up the prices where you're in the most steep section I've ever seen. People are like almost dying because of how steep it is. And Pittsburgh doesn't care. And it's, unfortunately, it kind of makes me mad. because it is so dumb that we cannot see that thing live. That is one thing. That is so crazy. We are honoring a Stanley Cup championship, and they just shove a big middle finger up to the fans who can't make the game. And I know they shared it later, and I get that, but that's not the point. Because if you were smart, you would be milking this leading up on our social media. You should be leading up and hyping the fact up that these are the players that helped, and we only saw that the last 2 days of Phil Kessel, of all the HBK line, of Matt Murray, of all these guys who helped this team. You should be leading up to this. This is a big event. We had a giveaway where it was rings were given out to all the fans. A replica Stanley Cup championship ring. That's awesome. But screw you, Pens fans. Screw you, because guess what? If you weren't there, too bad. Sorry, you should have been there. All you had to do, Pittsburgh Penguins, and this falls on the leadership of the team, all you have to do is pick a game that's not being broadcast by another network. For crying out loud, you own Sportsnet Pittsburgh. You own. And Shane, was this arranged by Fenway before they left? Probably, but I don't think there's a lot of oversight from the owner. This isn't probably like an owner's meeting. This is more of like head of creative. This is probably a promotional and fan experience. So there's like a front office that handles all this stuff, similar to the bobbleheads and all that nonsense. That's not really go through the owner. The owner forks up the money, but they don't really, they don't really plan anything. So whether we had a Fenway or it's the Hoffman Group, I don't think it mattered. But usually this is all planned off season. So when the season schedule comes out, then they go through and go, okay, this is the promotional schedule as well. Mainly because they have to put it out for season ticket holders like Ethan, who wants to go, well, I want to go to this game because I know it's a promotional item. When I want to go, it's a promotional night. So this is all done pre-season. This is all done in the off season, and there is a team that does all this work. And they get to choose what days they get to do this on. And honestly, I think it was a very, very bad decision. I think it was so... I don't know how to word it. It wasn't thoughtful, and it seemed like a decision. Now, granted, they probably already ordered the championship rings. It was paid for by PPG. So they probably already had it. They planned a championship thing where you have to invite all these guys and bring them in. And honestly, it was just really bad. And it's kind of annoying that the Penguins are now succeeding, and it's great, and we're kind of going all through this, and this is how they're treating the fans. Hey, you can't watch this. Sorry. It would be nice to. And I was like, you know what? Maybe it's on Sportsnet Pittsburgh, before the game. Nope. Duquesne University. So it's just a really annoying. You own Fenway. You own Sportsnet Pittsburgh. Fenway doesn't own that. But I'm saying the Penguins own that. You guys schedule all this. Fell through the cracks, if you ask me. Anyway, that's my nitpick. Very upset with the Penguins organization. I think that was a really douche move. Felt like a middle finger to the fan base. But what the heck do I know, right? So that's that. That's the pregame. Then the game starts. The Pittsburgh Penguins come out buzzing. They've been playing really well. So do the Rangers. It was kind of a battle in the first period. And the Penguins are up 3-0, I think, at the end of the first, or no, 2-0 at the end of the first, which is pretty great. Mantha, Achari, they looked phenomenal. Second line, third line and fourth line were the best lines tonight. Hands off. Hands down, they were the best. All right? Really great for them. Really good. And then in the second, Mantha scores again, and then the Rangers. So 3-1 at the end of the second. And then the third is the terrible thing. Now, also, I want to say, I'm a little upset with Malkin. And everyone's going to be like, oh, here we go. Louis hates Malkin. Blah, 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 blah. Malkin has done it again. He jumped off early. Okay? He jumped off early, and we got called for too many men. It's got to stop. He did it before. He did it in overtime famously, and the goal didn't count because he jumped off early. He jumped off early. The Rangers had a power play, and PITvNYR scores for the Rangers. So it's very frustrating when that kind of stuff happens. So I'm not going to just gloss over it. Just a little frustrating. And once again, here's the comment. Louis hates Malkin. I don't hate Malkin. He is probably one of the most selfish hockey players on the team. That's why I'm not a big fan of him. I recognize how good he is. I recognize how great he has been for this organization. But he has never been better than Sidney Crosby. He has always asked for more money. He has put us in a situation where we don't know what to do with him. And he plays selfish hockey. So it's very frustrating to root for that. It makes me mad because I'm more about the team. I'm more about the team. And listen, Sid, did Mantha get 2 for not? Yeah, he got 2 for roughing. In that, so, or cross-checking or something like that. But anyway, back to Malkin. Listen, I don't just flat out hate Malkin. It's just very frustrating to watch a player like that who has been a part of this team for slashing. There it is. For what, 20 years? He's been part of this team, and he still plays selfishly. Very frustrating to me. Very frustrating. Where it's like, dude, it's not all about that. You gotta help the team. And you know what? I have seen this from him in this season. So to be fair, to give him some credit, he has been passing more. He has been allowing to give the puck up, and he has not been doing craziness with a bad of turnovers. This season, he's passing the puck. This season, he's kind of pushing it away, which is good, which is very good. But that stigma that I have towards him still sticks until he changes completely. So, listen, and I know once again you guys kind of just tone out my Malkin talk, but I am in favor of him getting an extension. You know, like give him a 1 year. It's got to be cheap. It has to be cheap. If it's not cheap, once again, selfish. That's my example of how frustrated I am with Malkin. Malkin is more than welcome to come back. Let's sign him for a year, for sure. But it's got to be dirt cheap. And if he's not willing to do a dirt cheap deal, shame on Malkin. Shame. He's tainting his legacy here, if you ask me. But that's my opinion. The third period. We go into the third period for the Rangers and Penguins game, and the Penguins start off hot on a power play. A minute 20 in, we score. Crosby gets a point, which is great. And it's, 4-1. Noel Acciari again. And we're up. Ladies and gentlemen, we're up 5-1. And then the 10-minute mark hits, and we just stop playing hockey. We honestly, it's probably it's the worst I've seen all season. The Penguins just stopped playing hockey, and the Rangers scored twice, and bad defense, and it's kind of crazy. They pull quick. Kindle gets the empty netter, which is great. We're at 6-3. We're thinking this game's over. We're thinking this game is 100% over. Let's just ride out for the last 4 minutes. But that's not the case. That's not the freaking case with the Pittsburgh Penguins and their bad D as they just stop playing hockey. PITvNYR scores again. And then, what is this? Kulile or yeah, I forget how your name is. Coyle. He scores 6-5 very late. With 10, I think it's 11 seconds left to go in the third. They score 6-5. Very dangerous. And they had some opportunities there. And luckily, the Penguins got out of it. But it's very bad that the Penguins did not play the last 10 minutes of this game. You cannot let this happen. You cannot allow a team like the New York Rangers to come back. They are pests. They are teams that they won't die easily. And we have evidence of that tonight. I don't blame Jeff Skinner. I don't blame Stuart Skinner at all. It was a lot of bad defense. A lot of bad defense here. Penguins didn't play the last 10 minutes. We didn't get it out of our zone. You saw Stuart Skinner shaking his head at the end. He was frustrated. I think the whole thing at the end was very frustrating. The Penguins need to do better. The Penguins need to figure out how to play a full 60 minutes. Now, if Josh was here, he would say he doesn't really believe in that, but that's not what I mean. We don't need to play like our lives depend on it for every minute. What I'm saying is we just need to play the right way for 60 minutes, because we're going to have ups and downs. Of course, that's hockey. It's the fastest game on earth. But for the last 10 minutes, we got to play a little bit faster. We got to play a little bit like we are trying to win. I'm not saying go out and try to score. I'm not trying to say go in there, set up, and put one in the back of the net. All I'm saying is, hey, we got to be consistent. If we take our foot off the gas, we're going to get burned. And that's exactly what happened. We need to figure out a way to, when we're up with what? 6-3? 6-3? You got to get the puck out of the zone. I don't care if it's a dump and change every 5 seconds. I don't care. Hold on. I don't care if it's a dump and change every second. It doesn't matter to me. Just get it across the center line and dump it down. I don't care. You got to do it. You're professional athletes. You can't allow this to happen. I know we were feeling that. Anyway, it's just very frustrating to see. You should not allow them to come back into this game. I know we won. It's great. Yay. But it didn't feel like it was a good win. It just felt like we survived something against the worst team in the Metropolitan and the worst team, arguably, in the National Hockey League. So it's stupid stuff like that gets me mad. You know? All right, let's look in all this. Maximus says, don't think he accepts a 1 year. Very interesting. That's very interesting. You think he's going, he wants longer. He wants more. He's 39 years old. I don't see him signing for longer than 2 years. And I don't know if I want him for another 2 years. I think we have just proved that this team can make a push. Obviously, we're at, 88% that we're going to make the playoffs. We can make one last push at the trade deadline, get a guy in here, make a push for a cup. We could do that. And we could also do it next year if we play our cards right. That's why I'm saying re-sign Malkin to a 1-year deal. But he's got to understand, dude, it's got to be dirt cheap. You got to be willing to take a hometown discount. Sid did it multiple times. You and Tanger did not do it your last time. You need to do it again. Tanger's going to ride his contract out, and then he's going to be done. I think he has 2 more years anyway. I think Malkin has a 1 year. Just do that and all that. So if you don't think he accepts it, I don't know if that's good, but I wouldn't give him more than a year. Shane goes, Gino won't change. I feel he needs to unload that cannon more often. And that's fine. I'm okay with him coming into the zone and shooting. And I'm okay, and I really like him feeding the puck to Chinikov. I like that. I like that a lot. I just don't like his play where he's asking for the puck. He's going in, stealing it from his players, just because he doesn't like the way everything's forming. You can't do that. You know you can't do that. I understand he wants to score, but he's got to do a lot better than that. You know, like Raquel scored tonight, and I still think, man, I feel like he's missing something. He's not as noticeable as he used to. So I also think Raquel needs to figure stuff out as well. Pogan says, I'm going to be real. If Kindy didn't get that open net, we lose in my bed. 100%. Dude, if Kindle doesn't get that empty netter, we're screwed. And luckily he did. And Kindle has been playing great. You can't argue that. The last, 4 games, he's had a goal at least. So it's pretty great for him. I was wrong about Kindle, as I'm sure all of us were when he got drafted. We thought this was a bust because so many other more talented guys were on the board, and we went with Kindle. So, as you guys all say, W. Wes Clark for going to get Kindle, and he's one of our future guys, which is great. Shane says, seems they'll get a lead. Seems they'll got a lead and turned it into a 15-minute penalty kill. Yeah, actually, that's a really good point. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Shane, they basically at the last 10-minute mark turned it into a penalty kill, and we didn't do great. Bless you. I don't know if that is... I don't know what that's for. Jaden. So, you know what? Sorry, guys. I need to... How about I just do this for you guys? How's that for everyone? Couple days before the break, it's February, and the boys have played great. We said they're ready for a break. I think so as well, but you guys know what? Not you guys. I'm saying to the hockey team. You guys know what's on the schedule. You guys know you have at least 4 more games. So it'd be today, Monday. Didn't you see? No, I was yelling at my dog. Yeah, I know, Ethan. I'm about to go in on it. Hold on. A couple days before the break. How many more games? Let's take a look, shall we? Oh, okay. 3 more games. Excuse me. 3 more games. You guys know what's on the schedule. You know, okay, we have a back-to-back. I would understand if we played like this against Buffalo, because they're going to be a real test, and it's the last game before a 3-week break. I would understand. I would totally understand, but you got to do better in that. Yeah, 3 more games. Thanks, Jaden. So we play Ottawa on Monday night. It's a home game. And then Tuesday, it's against New York Islanders, who's been playing pretty well too. So our last 3 games are pretty intense. So we got to figure out... I would like to win out, but I know that might not be possible. But if the Penguins play the way they did in the first 2 periods and literally on Thursday, I think we'll be okay. These lapses happen and they got through it. Yes, I'm not saying that we're in trouble for the future. I'm just saying I didn't like today's game at the end. They got through it, but very, very narrowly did they get through it. Herbie's tomorrow until they pew. I don't know about that. I don't know about Herbie's, but I would definitely argue some drills. I disagree. Pogon says if Malkin is hot, I don't care. Whenever he takes the puck, it's kind of just Gino being Gino. Right. That's my point. That's kind of my point, Pogon. It's the fact that we just kind of brush it off as it's Gino being Gino. That's the thing. That's the thing I don't like. Play the system. Play the right way. It's not all about you. You don't need to go out there and get a goal. That's all I'm saying. But the drill that I would make them do instead of Herbie's is power play defense. That's what Ethan is kind of alluding to. We got to do a lot better on our power play, especially when it comes to defense. We can't allow shorthanded goals. We can't allow guys to just run us through. I mean, Malkin should not be on the blue line. And that's not even a dig. That's not a dig at him. He's just not fast enough. And I wouldn't put Sid on the blue line either. That's my point. I would probably put a guy who needs to be at the blue line who's a little faster, who can stop odd man rushes. I'm going to say it until I'm blue in the face. I think Malkin should be power play too. I think that would be great. Have maybe someone else come up on power play 1 and do it that way. Spread out the wealth. It's just something that's got to change. It's got to change. They better beat Ottawa at the very least. Yeah, I hope they beat Ottawa. Stuart Skinner. I don't like how they're riding Shilovs more than Skinner though. So Monday is obviously Shilovs, and then Islanders would get Skinner, which would make sense because Islanders are the better team. But then you have Buffalo, who is hot. Would you want Shilovs there? Or do you put in Skinner again? I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough one for sure. But to answer everything, I think the Penguins just don't let that happen. You know? You guys are so good. Like, all the other aspects of our game are finally coming together. You know, like our power play was bad, now it's really good. Our penalty kill was bad, now we're really good. Our defense on our power play, is bad. We've allowed shorthanded goals. Excuse me, guys. Shane says now is the time to mess with the power play. Figure it out before the break. I agree. Yeah, that's not bad. Who gets it? Do you bring in a fourth liner in there? Why not? Put in Lizotte on power play 2. I could see that. I like that a lot. I think he deserves it. But yeah, mess with it. Try to figure it out, but more importantly, try to figure out that defensive side. You can't have that. Any realistic chance to catch Carolina? Yeah, let me check the standings real quick. So 65, so they're not counting today's game. So we're at 67 right now. Dude, Carolina only has 71. So, yeah, there is a realistic chance that we can get it. If Carolina wins, if Carolina loses a few and we win some, yeah, I think that's what? A couple games. Almost like 3. So if Carolina loses at least two games out of the 3, not bad. Yeah, only 4 back. Yeah, only 4 back. Not bad. As long as, you know what, and I'm completely okay with us solidifying the 2nd spot. I'm completely okay. I don't think we have to win the Metropolitan. It'd be nice. I mean, that would be a nice little tap on the back. But honestly, I wouldn't want to face a wild card team in the first round. I'll take the Islanders first round of the playoffs, and then we face the winner of that. So if we face Carolina 2nd round, and Carolina does look good. Carolina does look good, but I feel like we could beat them. But yeah, is there any other topics you guys want to talk about as we close and we move into our TPC player of the game? What is your TPC player of the game? Put it in the comments down below. We play Carolina 3 times in March. Those are a very important 3 games. Little late, but Cookie gets the helmet. Yeah, Chari played fantastic. I don't know what you're referring to, Maximus. We play Carolina 3 times in March. That's great. I think those are important games. If we get 2 out of 3, yeah, it's great. Yeah, what is this crown and XP point thing? What? Cruz Lucius. We weren't off topic, Shane. We were on topic. We were talking about hockey. I was just reading comments. Oh, in the live chat. What do you mean? On YouTube? You guys are all primarily YouTube. What's going on? Oh, the crown. I don't know. Yeah, the XP. How do you get XP? Top fans? That's what it looks like. So number 1 is Jaden with 75 XP. Pogon is number 2 with 75. You guys are all tied. Ethan, Shane, Forte, Maximus, Pogon, Jaden, all tied with 75. I don't even know what that means. I don't know how you get points. But make sure you guys like the live. Make sure you share it. By live chatting. There you go. The Depends Win comes in clutch. Angry Poot had a good time. That's great. Yeah, I saw you guys took a picture. It's really nice. Yeah, I know he was really excited. Glad he didn't get scared away by the snow. So let's get to the TPC player of the game. I definitely think it's Noel Acciari today. You could argue Noel Acciari, Mantha. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change my answer. Noel Acciari got the helmet today. Was actually hoping for an update on the farm like Cruz Lucius. Okay. That's pretty good. I don't know anything about Cruz Lucius. Did the Pens win? Could probably come in clutch again. Where they're all at currently. But I'm going to say Mantha for my TPC player of the game. Only because he's been crushing it the last couple of games. So I'm going to go at Mantha. I know the 4th line has been buzzing, but yeah, I'm just going to go at Mantha. I'm going to go at Mantha today. He had 2 goals. And yeah, Noel Acciari, obviously. The 4th line looks great, but it's very rare that Mantha is going. Maximus would go with Kindle for the winner. Yeah, he just had an empty net though today, right? Am I wrong? I think he only had an empty netter. Oh no. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to look. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Mantha. Kindle only got yeah, sorry, an empty netter, but yeah, guys, that'll pretty much do it for this episode. I'm glad we got 46 minutes out of it. Thank you so much for keeping the conversation going in the chat right there. I appreciate that. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for hopping on after every single game as we continue to do so. And yeah, we're going to have to go live Monday, and I think Josh is going to go solo on Monday, and then let's take a look. Obviously, I know we're back to back, so Islanders on Tuesday we are going live. I'll be there for that, and then on Thursday against the Buffalo Sabres we will be going live, and then most likely either after Monday or Tuesday, we'll let everyone know if we're going to go live for the USA games. I think it's officially 3 years from me now. Oh, for being on there. Yeah, dude, time's been flying. Yeah, we appreciate you here on the podcast. Yeah, I appreciate you. Really do appreciate you. Did the Pens win? I know you kind of helped build the Discord, which is so great, which we are so grateful for. So thank you for that. Yeah, it's been great. Shane says, sweet. Horkoff is at 30 points and 24, I think, which is great. Our guys are doing great in there. We'll probably have a recap video for you on that as well. We're probably going to talk about that actually for our Tuesday's episode. Did you see the USA commercial with John Hamm? I did. I am currently working on a video. I don't know if I could get it out in time because it is a lot of work. But I'm trying to create a little hype up video for Team USA. So yeah, I'm trying to build that. But we'll let you know either Tuesday or Thursday. Josh and I going live after every single USA game. I think that'd be really cool to kind of uplift us, maybe poke fun at Armand every now and then for that. But yeah, love the Discord community. If you're not a part of it, please join it. Right on time. There's the link right there. Click that link from Ethan. Join the Discord. It's great. We appreciate you. Yeah, Shane, join the Discord. We talk live on Discord sometimes, like in voice chat, and we also do live text during the game as well. So we have that every single game, and then we go live. So it's pretty great. It's an awesome community. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. I appreciate you. Thank you for letting me go on the rant. I know it's always fun when I do so. The Olympics start. What is it? Thursday of the second week of February? I think. Thursday, like the second week. I could be wrong. But I know it's not like early. That's for sure. But guys, thank you so much for joining this episode. Join our Discord, join everything. We appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for being a part of this community. It means a lot to me and Josh as we constantly try to grow this thing. We would love for us to have, 200, 300 people watching us, building and growing this community. So if you know a Penguins fan, if you know someone who loves hockey, invite them. We'd love to have them on this podcast. We'd love to have them in this community. We want to grow. We want to make sure that we are the #1 spot for Pens fans. So please get the word out. Let's get TPC growing. And I think it'll be fun. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you in the next one. As always, let's go Pens.
It's crossed